Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So we're going to do our early first week of November garden tour. My garden is a container garden. I do have a few things planted in the ground. At this time of the year, got some broccoli that's going to seed. It's flowering right now. We're going to go ahead and start here. Lemon verbena still doing great. And I've got one plant up here, dragon snaps. They are blooming. They weren't doing so good out in the yard, but since I moved them up closer to the house, they're doing fairly well. This is kind of funny. I had birdseed in this and the birds weren't eating it for whatever reason. My ugly bird feeder that got hit by a football, and I just glued the chunks back onto it. It looks so ugly, but I like the shape of it. I'll see what I can do to make it look pretty in the future. But there's all this stuff, all the birdseed that it's growing in there. It's so funny. Anyways, all of my strawberry starts are taken off from transplanting. A couple of them didn't make it, but that's okay. I had put some fertilizer on my plants that these strawberries were in the containers of. They were in some of the, like, with all my other trees and things like that, and I had some fertilizer that I had gotten a little bit wet and I didn't want it to get all moldy and gross, so I went ahead and just put the fertilizer into all of my different pots, and so it wouldn't go to waste, and it like killed all of my strawberry leaves, and a few of the smaller strawberries got completely fried by the fertilizer, and so I moved my strawberries out of those containers, and the ones that have made it are still alive. So I mean, I still have a few strawberry plants, but yeah, that's pretty much that. And then my herbs, I've cut them back. My strawberries here are really doing good, and I have a few strawberries that are going to be ripening up. One that's not good, it's all moldy, but for the most part they're doing really well. And these ones right here, these are the Parisian strawberries. They have a really excellent flavor, that strawberry flavor that everybody always seeks for. Oops, I pulled my strawberry out. I gotta use scissors, I guess, to pull things off. Still kind of getting established in the dirt here. So they are still alive. I've got more blossoms coming on, like right in here. You can see some blossoms forming right there. And so yeah, they're doing good. And I really like that style of strawberry. The Parisians are really tasty. I highly recommend you guys getting that particular variety. They have really long tendrils though, like where the strawberries come off, and these were in another pot, but my dog kept peeing on them. I had to move my pot up high, and I had to put it on a plant stand, but the wind blew the plant off the plant stand in a storm last week where we had a lot of wind and stuff, and so I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So, but all my herbs are doing good. I've got seeds in all of the pots from the plants that flowered this summer, and I've got new plants starting. I've got a bunch of baby arugula coming up in this pot, so that's really cool. So I'm excited about that. I'll be having some more arugula. My arugula, what I have left, the bigger ones, those ones were from seeds that I started last year, and they survived through the winter here, snow and freezing soil, that sort of thing, in the container. So hey, you know, some things will grow really well. My berries, I had cut them off in these containers along here, shorter, and then put the other stems down into the ground, hoping for some growth of those to put on some roots. I did that back in September, and so I'm looking forward to seeing if any of those took, because they don't always take. It doesn't matter what time of year. Well, it does actually. It does matter what time of year you do it, but what I was meaning by that when I said it doesn't matter is anytime you take a cutting doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to take. and it doesn't matter what time of year you do that. If it's not going to take, it's not going to take. But it does actually matter what time of year you take your cuttings, because if you take your cuttings this time of year and you're trying to get roots, it's probably not going to happen because it's too cold for it to set on roots. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. So my apple trees are doing good. A lot of them still have some leaves. Some of them are losing the leaves. And so they're all looking good. My dog followed me out here. Now he's whining like a little baby by the door, and he's trying to get in, and he wants me to go let him in, but he's just gonna have to wait. So yeah, so my berries are doing good. I've got raspberry here, and then I have another type of raspberry in these container right here, and there's an apple tree in each one of these. And then this one has an apple tree, and it has my Tulamine raspberries. And then this one here has an apple tree with a boysenberry. That's a mixture of a raspberry and a blackberry. And then I've got my pink lemonade blueberries doing good. And then here I've got my other apple tree, and those are going to be blackberries most likely. Could be a variety of types of blackberries. I had some seeds in some containers, and I don't remember. They could be this one variety that I had purchased some seeds while I was in Germany. It was called Himalayan. No, my bad. It was called Mediterranean blackberry, and I have searched high and low, and I cannot find anything by the name of Mediterranean blackberry anywheres at all. And so to me, I think it was just a made up name, but hey, whatever. And then there's a cut leaf blackberry with the thorns that kill you if you walk by. They will rip your skin open. They are something awful, brutal. And then another variety of berry that I had planted was a Solomon berry. But from what I understood, I thought that those were a thornless variety of bramble, but I guess it could have thorns, I suppose. So I mean, I won't know what really I'm going to get from the majority of these until they start bearing fruit. But since they just came up from seed this year, I don't expect any fruit next year. But the cut leaf, that's definitely a blackberry, no questions about that. So we'll just have to wait and see, you guys. My other apple tree is doing good right there. And then I've got some rose bush and lilacs and some other, I've got like a variety of I've got some goji berries down in there, and I've got some different varieties of flowers in this container. It looks like I got, this is interesting. I've got some bigger leaves right here. That is not a grape hyacinth. That would probably be a bigger hyacinth. So hey, all my bulbs were multiplying, and so yeah, that's a big surprise actually. I wasn't expecting that, so that's cool. So I'll have to separate things out in this pot in the future. So, and my other blueberries doing really good, and I look forward to training some more of the newer growth that's on the front half of the section, the shorter section, in the springtime and summer months next year. My thundercloud elderberry has got lots of new little, if you guys can see my shadows on there, you see all the red, the new little red nodes on there on the branches. I'm trying to get it to focus, but it doesn't want to focus because it's trying to get the grass. But anyways, it's got new little nodes that are developing right now, and that's going to be for the spring growth. So it is looking really excellent, you guys. I'll be doing a little bit more inspection on the lower base of the plant because I want to see where the new stalk's going to come on. So it'll put on big growth next year. I'm looking forward to that, it getting a little bit more bushed out. I do like the overall shape and the size of this right now for my container growing purposes. So if it gets too much bigger than what I have here going on, like it can spread out just a little bit more, but I'm going to keep it relatively about the size that it is right now. I don't want it to get too awfully big in this container, so I will be trimming it back every year and then offering cuttings for sale off of it. So yeah, and then my apricot's looking really awesome. I'm gonna restake my apple trees, the Collimer apple trees. I've got little spiders living on him. Check out this little spider. He's still alive, but he's sleeping right now. Check him out. Yeah, I found one this morning, had turned bright red, but he was dead. He was right next to my on my wall when I come out of the house, right under the light area, and I was like, wow, he was bright red. And normally the cross spiders are more of an orange or brown color like you just seen. So I'll get that focus so it's not so blurry. My apricot's looking good. The sun just went behind a cloud a little bit so we can see the apricot a little bit better. Oh, here comes the sun. And then my other elderberry, it is looking stark also, but the other ones, this is the Alesso. I had another plant in this container, but it is gone. I was looking at it yesterday, and the baby Alesso, I don't even see it in this pot anymore. We've got crows that live in this, that come into my backyard, and I have a feeling the crows stole my plant. I'm really bummed about it because it was in there, but now it's completely gone, you guys. So that happens when you got crows. They're looking for food. They always steal in my plants. So right here, this is the Russian olive trees. These are a very invasive olive tree. It's not like your typical olives, you guys. This is going to be like more of a berry, but you can turn it into jams and jellies and that sort of thing. So that's what I plan to do. Also plan to keep it in a container on a patio surface, so if any of the berries drop, they don't reseed, and hopefully I can get to everything before the birds swallow them and take them off, because they can be an invasive plant tree. My Lebanon cedar is right next to it. It's looking really, really awesome. I'm loving the growth on this tree this year. Absolutely stunning. I've got my other apple tree, my Collimer apple tree. I will be restaking these with a wooden dowel. I'll probably use the ones that are in the container over there that has my smaller apricot tree, only because I won't need those sticks come the spring. So I'll probably be doing that later, after all the leaves have fallen off of these trees. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to walk through really quick. This is the cherry trees. They're looking awesome. I got 3 smaller ones in this container pot for now, and I've got cutting celery planted down below. They were in one of my containers along the fence where I had transplanted the strawberries into, and all the pink pots on my fence are going to have strawberries in them. It's like a pinky purple color, and so that's what I'm going to have there. And I just moved these over here just to see if they would continue growing, and they did. So hey, that's awesome. I still have the Himalayan pine trees, but the couple from my church, they asked me to hold on to them for a few more weeks because they're still in the process of moving. I've got rosemary in these little black pots. My roses of Sharon are losing their leaves. They're looking good. This one, like, all of the leaves came off midsummer because the leaves got sunburned, and so it lost all of its leaves, and it's put on all new leaves right at the end of summer. So that's the only reason why this one is still really green, and the other ones have almost lost all of their leaves on these two, this one here and this one here. And then I got bubbleberries down in the bottom, and grape hyacinth seeds also throughout. That's these longer, skinnier flowers. And then my Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ash, this is what it's looking like. It has only one leaf left. This was the last leaf to come on for the season. Oops. And it is finally turning. It's been green for weeks, while the rest of it had turned red already. And so this is the last one to come off, and the rest of the tree's going dormant, you guys. It's so beautiful. It's put on so much growth this year, and I'm just loving this little tree. I did take the stake out because it doesn't really need the stake anymore. I got it to have a little bit more of a desirable shape, and so it's looking absolutely just stunning. Beautiful tree. The leaves on the pineapple sage here got sunburned a little bit and turned a little bit purpley color, and then it's put on more growth. So I'm just watching this to see how it does this year. So yeah, last year I cut it all off and put a layer of soil over the top, and I'm just gonna see how long it survives this year. So I got pine or bubbleberries in this one. There's a little mulberry tree that was growing in this, but it's lost all of its leaves already, so we'll just have to see if it comes back in the spring. It may not. The pot that was where this is, that was my Japanese maple tree. It died. A bug attacked it. So it's gone. Unfortunately, I'm really bummed. But, you know, hey, now I got a free pot for something else. I'll probably get something that's more established. So yeah, these are the gooseberries are looking really good. Hence my name. And they're doing really, really well. And this one's a smaller one. I just cut it back. So, and then the rest of them I just let grow this year. So I'm hoping for some fruit in the spring and summer months next summer. And so we'll just have to wait and see. They will be officially, they're officially a year old. I guess you count it from the time that you sow the seed and they start growing. And so they'll be 2 years old next spring. And so I'm looking forward to getting some fruit off of them. Yes. Strawberries and sage. My asparagus in those pots are actually doing quite well. We've got my dog. He's going to do his business. And then my crandall's only got one leaf left. And my broccoli is actually flowering. Yeah, Walter, nice. And so I'm going to go ahead and harvest most of it and try to get maybe a small meal out of those. I didn't realize they were going to go to seed or flowers so quickly. And so, yeah, I'll show you that. So yeah, it's flowering. So they're about ready to open up. I was hoping that it would get thicker. I think I might just harvest it and just eat the flowers, actually. And then I did check on my elderberry and my gooseberries along the side that I've planted. They're all doing really well. They're still alive. And so, yeah, they're doing good. They're doing really good. And they should be doing really well. All the garlic is doing really good. I just need to mulch it. And I got my parsley in charge down there. It's doing great. And then this is my hydrangea bush that I had separated. I got 4 of them here. They're doing really good and they're getting established, so that's really, really great. And my herbs, and I did check in my greenhouse yesterday, and my plants are doing really well in there too. I'm not going to disturb it right now, but anyways, the lettuce will not grow. The bugs keep eating it. So, but that's pretty much the walkthrough for the first part of November, you guys. And then I'll come and do another walkthrough tour with you guys to show you how things are doing later in the month. And I might just go ahead and do this a couple times a month. throughout the winter so you guys can see how things are doing and what things are surviving. And so anyways, you guys, thanks so much. Comment, like, and subscribe, and the next video I will show you what's going on in the greenhouse. Anyways, I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.